The city feels different tonight. Not louder, not quieter, just aware. As if something beneath the pavement has started listening. Streetlights flicker in a rhythm I don't recognize, and every shadow seems to lean a little closer than before. A low vibration hums under my feet, too faint to be mechanical, too steady to be imagined. Whatever it is, it's moving. I try to tell myself it's nothing, a generator, a passing streetcar, the usual heartbeat of the quarter. But the vibration doesn't fade. It follows me, matches my steps, almost anticipates them. A man across the street pauses mid-stride, head tilted like he hears it too. But when our eyes meet, he looks away too quickly, as if acknowledging it might make it stronger. A warm breeze pushes down the street, but it moves against the wind. It brushes past me like a warning, carrying the faint scent of river water and something older, something metallic. The streetcar wires overhead tremble, though nothing passes beneath them. For a second, the whole block seems to hold its breath, buildings, trees, even the air itself, as if waiting for me to notice the pattern forming. I slow my pace, hoping the feeling will pass, but the vibration only sharpens, threading up through my legs and settling behind my ribs like a second heartbeat. For a moment, the street around me blurs. Not visually, but in a way I can't explain, as if the city is rearranging itself just outside the edge of my understanding. Something wants my attention, and it's getting harder to pretend. I don't feel it. A faint clicking sound rises behind me, soft, irregular, almost like tapping on glass. I turn, expecting footsteps, but the sidewalk is empty. The clicking continues anyway, not closer, not farther, just present. Like it's choosing to exist only where I'm not looking. For the first time tonight, I feel the urge to speak, not to anyone around me, but to whatever's been following. I take a single step forward, and the clicking stops. Not fades, stops, as if something is waiting to see what I'll do next. The streetlights ahead brighten by a fraction, just enough to feel intentional. A soft ripple moves through the leaves overhead, though the air is still. It feels less like I'm being followed now, and more like I'm being guided. I follow the brighter streetlights, telling myself it's just the safest route, but the truth is, I'm moving without choosing. Every corner I approach seems to dim behind me and glow ahead, as if the city is drawing a line only I'm meant to walk. The vibration returns, stronger now, steady enough to feel like a pulse, guiding me deeper into the night. The pulse beneath the pavement grows clearer, not louder, just more defined. Like it's no longer trying to hide what it wants me to feel. A single streetlight ahead flickers twice, then steadies, casting a narrow path of light that seems too deliberate to ignore. I hesitate at the edge of it, 1 foot in shadow, 1 in the glow, and the vibration shifts again, as if urging me to step forward. I step into the light, and the vibration settles instantly, as if I've finally aligned myself with whatever's been calling me. The air grows warmer, thick with the scent of rain that hasn't fallen yet. Somewhere in the distance, a single horn sounds, long, low, and impossibly familiar, though I can't place why. The street ahead narrows, pulling me toward a part of the city I've never noticed before, a place that feels like it's been waiting for a very long time. The narrow street opens into a small courtyard, one I swear I've never seen on any map. The pulse beneath my feet softens, almost like it's settling, waiting. A single lamp glows in the center, its light pooling in a perfect circle that doesn't spill an inch beyond the stones. Everything outside that circle feels muted, as if the city is holding its breath again, this time for me to step inside. And for the first time tonight, I'm not sure if I'm being led or welcomed. I step closer to the glowing circle, and the air shifts again, not colder, not warmer, just focused. The courtyard feels impossibly still, as if every sound in the city has been pulled to the edges of the block and told to wait. The pulse beneath the stones slows to a steady, deliberate rhythm, matching the lamp's faint flicker, 2 signals beating in quiet unison. Whatever this place is, it wasn't meant to be found by accident. I step toward the circle, and the lamp's glow shifts, not brighter, not dimmer, just aware of me. The stones beneath my feet feel smoother than the rest of the courtyard, as if countless footsteps have worn them down over time. But the strange thing is, there are no footprints, no signs of anyone ever standing here. Still, the air carries a faint pressure, a sense that someone, or something, has been waiting for this exact moment. A faint shift in the air brushes past my shoulder, not a touch, not a breeze, just a presence moving with purpose. The lamp's glow tightens, its circle of light drawing in by an inch, as if making room for something I can't see. The pulse beneath the stones falls into a slower rhythm, steady and patient, like it's waiting for me to understand what comes next. And for the first time tonight, I'm certain I'm not alone in this courtyard, even if nothing stands beside me. The lamp's glow tightens again, its circle shrinking by another inch, not enough to alarm me, just enough to feel intentional. The shadows at the edge of the courtyard pull back in unison, as if giving the space around me a little more room to breathe. The pulse beneath the stones falls silent for a moment, leaving a stillness so complete it feels like the city is listening for my next breath. Whatever is happening here isn't random. It's deliberate and patient. I take one slow step toward the shrinking circle of light, and the courtyard seems to exhale around me, a soft, almost imperceptible shift in the air, like the space itself is adjusting to my presence. The shadows along the walls ripple in unison, not moving closer, not pulling away, just reacting, as if they're waiting to see what I'll do next. The pulse beneath the stones returns, steady and deliberate, each vibration rolling upward through my spine with the quiet certainty of something ancient and impossibly patient. For a moment, I feel suspended, caught between the familiar city behind me and whatever this place is becoming in front of me. It doesn't feel threatening, it feels intentional, like the courtyard has been holding this moment for far longer than I've been alive. I pause at the edge of the circle, and the silence folds in around me, thick, deliberate, almost tangible. It feels less like the courtyard is empty and more like it's full of eyes. I can't quite locate. The lamp hums softly, a low, steady tone that vibrates in my chest like a tuning fork pressed to bone. It's not loud, but it carries a strange weight, a quiet insistence that I'm standing exactly where I'm supposed to be. The shadows along the far wall shift again, their edges blurring for a heartbeat before settling back into place. Not random, not wind, just movement with purpose. A thought rises unbidden, not mine, not entirely foreign, a gentle pressure at the back of my mind, as if the city itself is leaning closer, waiting to see whether I'll step fully into the light. I hover at the boundary of the light, and for a moment, the entire courtyard feels suspended, as if the city is holding the moment open just long enough for me to choose. The glow from the lamp softens, spreading across the stones in a slow, almost hesitant ripple, like it's reaching toward me without crossing the line itself. A faint warmth gathers at my fingertips, not from the air, but from something deeper, a quiet recognition, as if the space understands me in a way I can't yet understand it. The shadows around the courtyard shift again, their edges pulling back to reveal just a little more of the walls, as though the place is offering me a glimpse of what lies beyond the circle if I'm willing to step inside. And beneath it all, the pulse returns, slow, steady, patient, a rhythm that feels less like a warning and more like an invitation. I've been moving toward all night. I let my foot hover over the edge of the circle, and the air thickens, not enough to stop me, just enough to make the moment feel weighted, as if the courtyard is bracing for whatever comes next. The lamp's glow steadies, its flicker smoothing into a single, unbroken line of light that stretches across the stones like a boundary drawn with intention. Somewhere behind me, a distant sound echoes, a soft metallic ring, like a bell struck underwater. It fades quickly, but the vibration it leaves behind settles deep in my chest, aligning with the slow pulse beneath the ground. The shadows along the walls shift in a subtle, synchronized ripple, their movement too unified to be anything natural. It feels like the entire courtyard is leaning forward, waiting to see whether I'll cross the threshold it's been quietly preparing for me. And in that stillness, I realize the city isn't just guiding me anymore, it's anticipating me. I lower my foot toward the circle again, and the moment stretches, thin, fragile, almost trembling, as if the entire courtyard is holding itself just shy of revealing something. The lamp's glow deepens, its warm light pooling across the stones in slow, deliberate waves that seem to sync with my breathing. Each ripple feels like a quiet reassurance, a gentle reminder that whatever waits here isn't meant to frighten me, only to be acknowledged. A faint resonance hums through the walls, so subtle I almost mistake it for memory, a low, distant tone that feels less like sound and more like recognition. It settles into my bones with the weight of something familiar, something I should understand but can't quite name. The shadows along the edges of the courtyard shift once more, their movement softer this time, almost respectful, as if they're giving me space to decide whether I'm ready to step fully into the light that's been waiting for me all night. As I shift my weight forward, the stones beneath the circle warm slightly, not enough to startle me, just enough to feel like a response. A quiet acknowledgement, a subtle yes. The lamp above me hums again, its glow deepening into a richer, almost amber tone that spreads across the courtyard like a slow-moving tide. The light doesn't push me, doesn't pull me, it simply waits, patient and steady, as if it knows I'll step inside when I'm ready. A faint tremor moves through the air, barely more than a breath, but it carries a sense of direction, a gentle nudge from something unseen, something that has been guiding me from the moment I turned down this street. The shadows along the walls shift in a soft, synchronized ripple, their edges blurring as though the courtyard itself is preparing for whatever comes next. And standing at the threshold, I realize the city isn't just aware of me, it's waiting for me to choose my place within it. I let my foot hover over the circle one more time, and the air around me shifts, a soft, concentrated pressure that settles against my skin like the weight of a held breath. The lamp's glow gathers itself, pulling inward for a heartbeat before releasing a slow, steady pulse of light that rolls across the stones as if acknowledging my hesitation. It doesn't urge me forward, but it doesn't let me step back either. It simply waits, patient and unwavering. A faint resonance rises from the ground, a low, harmonic vibration that feels less like sound and more like a question, one I can't quite translate, but somehow understand is meant for me alone. The shadows along the courtyard walls shift in a gentle, synchronized ripple, their movement so subtle it feels like the space is breathing with me. Not threatening, not demanding, just present, listening, and in that stillness, I realize the courtyard isn't testing me, it's preparing me for whatever waits beyond this circle of light. The circle of light contracts again, so slightly I almost miss it, but the shift feels intentional, like the courtyard is drawing its boundaries with quiet precision. The lamp above me flickers once, a single, measured pulse that rolls across the stones like a signal sent and received. The warmth beneath my feet deepens by a fraction, spreading through the ground in a slow, deliberate wave that settles into the rhythm of my heartbeat. The shadows along the walls pull back in a soft, unified motion, their edges smoothing as if the darkness itself is making room for something I haven't yet seen. A faint resonance hums through the air, not sound, not vibration, but a presence, a quiet awareness that seems to gather around the circle like a held breath. And standing at its edge, I feel the unmistakable sense that the courtyard isn't just waiting for me, it's preparing for what happens the moment I step inside. As I lean forward, the circle of light shifts, not brighter, not dimmer, but denser, as if the air inside it has a different weight than the rest of the courtyard. The lamp above me releases a soft, almost melodic hum, a tone so low I feel it more than hear it. It settles into my ribs, matching the slow rhythm beneath the stones, two pulses aligning like they've been waiting for this moment to fall into sync. The shadows along the walls draw back another inch, their movement smoother now, more fluid, as though the darkness itself is giving me a clear path to whatever waits inside the circle. A faint warmth gathers at my back, not a touch, not a breeze, just a presence standing close enough to make the hairs on my arms rise. It doesn't push me forward, but it doesn't let me retreat either. It simply waits, as patient as the courtyard itself. And in that suspended stillness, I understand something quietly, instinctively. The moment I step inside the circle, something about this night will change. The moment I lean just a fraction closer, the air inside the circle shifts, growing denser, warmer, as if the space itself is acknowledging that I'm finally ready to cross its boundary. The lamp above me releases another soft hum, a tone so steady and low it feels like it's vibrating through the marrow of my bones. The light doesn't brighten, but it sharpens, its edges crisp, its glow impossibly precise, as though the courtyard wants me to see exactly where I'm meant to stand. The stones beneath my feet respond with a faint, rising warmth, spreading outward in slow, concentric waves that feel almost like breath, measured, patient, waiting for my next move. The shadows along the walls shift in a smooth, unified ripple, their movement no longer hesitant but purposeful, as if they're clearing the last of the space for whatever is about to unfold. And standing at the threshold, I feel the unmistakable sense that the courtyard isn't just reacting to me anymore, it's preparing to reveal something the moment I step inside. The moment I shift my weight forward again, the warmth beneath the stones rises, a slow, steady bloom that spreads through the circle like the ground itself is waking up. The lamp above me releases another soft hum, this one deeper, more resonant, as if it's aligning itself with something beneath the surface. The glow sharpens once more, its edges impossibly clean, casting a perfect boundary between where I stand and where I'm meant to go. The air inside the circle thickens, not with heat, not with cold, but with presence, a quiet density that feels almost like a hand hovering just above my shoulder, waiting for me to move first. The shadows along the courtyard walls shift in a smooth, fluid ripple, their motion no longer cautious but confident, as though the darkness itself has accepted what comes next. And standing at the threshold, I feel the unmistakable truth settle in. The courtyard isn't just reacting to me, it's ready for me. It has been all along. The moment I shift closer, the air inside the circle expands, a slow, measured swell that feels almost like breath, as if the space itself is preparing to speak. The lamp above me steadies, its glow settling into a warm, unwavering halo that outlines every stone with impossible clarity. There's no flicker now, no hesitation, just a quiet certainty radiating from the center of the courtyard. The warmth beneath the ground deepens again, spreading outward in gentle waves that rise through my legs and settle in my chest like a heartbeat aligning with my own. It's not a command, it's not a warning, it's recognition. The shadows along the walls shift in a smooth, fluid arc, their movement so synchronized it feels intentional, as though the darkness itself is stepping back to give the moment room to unfold. And standing at the threshold, I feel the unmistakable truth. The courtyard isn't waiting for me to understand it. It's waiting for me to join it. As I lean just a little farther into the circle, the air around me settles, not still, not silent, but aligned, as if every particle in the courtyard has turned its attention toward this moment. The lamp above me holds its glow, steady and unwavering, casting a warm, precise halo that outlines the stones with almost ceremonial clarity. There's no flicker now, no hesitation, only intention. The warmth beneath the ground rises in a slow, rhythmic pulse, each wave rolling upward with the quiet confidence of something ancient and deeply familiar. It feels less like the courtyard is reacting to me and more like it's syncing with me, matching my breath, my heartbeat, my presence. The shadows along the walls shift in a smooth, unified sweep, their movement so fluid it feels like the darkness itself is bowing back, making space for whatever comes next. And standing at the threshold, I feel the unmistakable sense that the courtyard isn't just waiting for me, it's preparing to meet me the moment I step inside. The air inside the circle thickens, pressing gently against my skin like a hell breath. The lamp's glow sharpens, drawing a perfect boundary at my feet. And in that quiet, I feel the courtyard waiting, not demanding, just ready.